Mr. McLean, given recent developments, I have to ask a question because it's important. Everything that I'm talking about and everything that I'm doing is pertinent to the question that I'm going to ask you, which is, do you believe that climate change is real?
Sorry, Mr. Minister, I think I asked you a question first. But my answer, yes, I believe climate change is real. Thank you. Good.
Okay, good. Because that's not altogether clear after this week.
Well, I think I've been very clear on that, Minister. Minister, I think you know that.
Yeah. No, and Mr. McLean, I agree. You have been very clear. It's just with recent developments, it's a pertinent question because it does underline.
Point of order, Mr. Chair.
Lloyd.
Point of order, Mr. Chair. I just ask that it's not up to the witnesses, even though they are a minister, and with respect, but it's not up to the witnesses to ask questions to members of our committee. So I just ask that you restore some order here. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you for that. I think he was just trying to get clarity on the question. Carry on, Mr. McLean.
And I don't think it's a question anybody should be frightened of.
I'm sorry, is the question mine, or the minister hasn't answered my question that I posed him yet?
It's your time, Mr. McLean.
Mr. McLean, what I would say is this: market certainty is absolutely the only way that we're going to achieve our climate goals. So where we can provide that certainty, where we can provide that institutional certainty, that's how we will draw investment. I mean, I'm convinced of that. It's the only way to go. It's the reason why we agreed to a price on pollution. It is a reason why we have been transparent about the clean fuel standard. It's a reason why we've been above board on all of these things. And most importantly, when your number one product is going, 98% of it to one customer, and that customer has changed demonstrably its demands on that product, you have to move with it. You don't look at them and say they'd have to be brain dead in order to think the way that they think.
Thank you, Minister. The question is not being answered. I'm asking if you can create the business confidence to actually have companies like Chevron or the replacements actually invest in emission-lowering projects in Canada. If they have no transparency, they're not going to put their money here. Money has left Canada. $200 billion has left Canada under your government's tenure here for good reason. Can you explain that, please?
First of all, Mr. Speaker, I think the minister is being, the member is being selective, perhaps, in the investments that he is looking at and and what he's choosing. I mean, I in fact, as I've stated to the member on several occasions, am proud of the fact that we have achieved so much in such a short amount of time. I mean, TMX, we approved it, we're building it. We've got 7,000 jobs there created so far. And Line 3, we approved it, another 7,000 jobs created. And GTL 2021, we approved it. There are thousands of jobs there being created. Things are being built. Investment is coming in. LNG Canada amongst them. And we will continue down this path because it's working.
Well, thank you. And let's go over those. And I'm glad you raised those, Minister, because TMX was approved before your government came into power. You had to reapprove it because you broke it. You broke it, you bought it. Okay, 7,000 jobs were actually being undertaken with the previous proponent of that project was a private sector proponent who left Canada, and your government had to pay them to leave Canada because you were going to face a NAFTA challenge. So I challenge that you actually have those jobs. I challenge that there's actually investment coming into this country when it's government investment as opposed to private sector investment, which is negative at this point in time. KXL, that's billions of dollars and thousands of jobs that have left Canada. Tech Frontier, again, Minister, I don't know how that failed, but your cabinet, it didn't seem to cross the line, and I do need you to start advocating more for this. My colleagues and I will do anything to help you, Minister. This is a minority government. We'd like you to get these projects over the line to build jobs in Canada and bring investment to Canada. So tell us how we help you get these projects over the line with your cabinet colleagues who don't seem to see things the same way you do when you speak.
Well, I would not agree with that. I think my cabinet colleagues and I are as one, as we should be. But, we are very clear that what we want to do, what we need to do, and what the marketplace is demanding that we do is find ways to lower emissions. I have to contest your analysis on TMX. You guys, when you were in government, could not get it built. And one of the things that we have been able to do is embrace jurisprudence, and as I would say, the world as it is and not as we wish it to be, a world in which climate change is a reality, a world in which the courts time and time again had said about TMX that you were not building it the right way and were vetoing it in every step. So if you want to provide the market certainty, you embrace the world as it is because people deal with facts. And the fact was courts time and again were saying that we were not doing it the right way. And goodness knows we tried on a couple of occasions and finally, though, did land in the right place by making sure that we sat down with respect with Indigenous governments, First Nations, Métis, and Inuit in order to make sure good projects get built. They only get built if we do that in a good way.
Thank you, Minister. And thank you, Mr. McLean.